The hidden reason why you have brain fog and wake up tired is very likely your gut. And this is something I painfully learned in my 20s, but only after months and months of popping various brain health supplements to no avail. This is something I'm quite passionate about and excited to explain more of the connection between your brain health and your gut. This is Dr. Michael Ruscio. Let's expand. What is brain fog? Name somewhat obvious, but to quote the frontiers in physiology, slow thinking, difficulty focusing, confusion, lack of concentration, forgetfulness, or haziness in the thought process. And of course, fatigue we could loosely define as feeling tired when you shouldn't. So what causes brain fog? Well, again, often overlooked, and in my opinion, hugely impactful, is the health of your gut. Now, it's important to clarify, if you're not eating a halfway decent diet, mostly devoid of processed food, getting in some exercise, managing stress, and getting adequate sleep, then you should start there. But given these factors are in somewhat adequate order, then the gut appears to be the most common cause of fatigue and of brain fog. And why is it that the gut is so commonly implicated in fatigue and brain fog? Well, it seems to boil down to inflammation, and this inflammation is generated via two main pathways. This direct connection between the gut and the brain, where inflammation in the gut directly triggers inflammation in the brain, pathway one. The other pathway, the gut triggers the immune system to produce inflammation systemically, which makes its way into the brain. So let's cover each one of these. The gut-brain connection essentially flows or cascades as follows. Bacterial toxins in the gut, sometimes known as LPS, move across a leaky gut barrier. Because remember, the barrier in the gut should absorb nutrients selectively and keep out other particles like toxins and bacterial fragments. When that membrane is permeable or overly permeable, aka leaky, you have leaky gut. And so the contents of the gut inappropriately make their way into the bloodstream. When they get into the bloodstream, eventually things circulate to your brain, as they should. But when these inappropriate bacterial toxins go across the lining of the gut, into the blood, into the brain, they trigger inflammation in the brain. And this is where the brain fog comes from. A 2018 narrative review essentially concluded that chronic brain inflammation is associated with leaky gut. And to quote directly, evidence-based approaches which address the leaky gut and blood-brain barrier dysfunction are suggested as potential therapeutic interventions for neurological and neuropsychiatric disorders. Some good news here is that simple interventions like probiotics have been shown to not only decrease inflammation, but also, as per a 2020 clinical trial, probiotics were shown to improve brain fog in a group of 79 older individuals with cognitive impairment. They noticed improved mental clarity after a 16-week intervention on probiotics. Okay, so coming back to our two main pathways, we discussed the gut-brain connection. Now let's go into the gut-immune connection. A 2019 literature review, paraphrase, concluded, activation of the immune system can lead to brain fog. Probably shouldn't be surprising if you've ever been sick, had a cold, or the flu. You probably felt tired and foggy. And this is because inflammation can cause brain fog. In 2013, the British Journal of Pharmacology published a paper with a very telling name, The Role of Histamine in Neurogenic Inflammation. Neurogenic just means brain, essentially. And histamine, remember, is a signaling molecule of the immune system. You, or perhaps someone you know who has environmental or seasonal allergies, may use an antihistamine like Benadryl to help dampen some of their symptoms. So very well-known physiology that histamine is part of signaling of the immune system. But, to quote the journal Neuroscience, it appears that while some histamine is necessary for alertness, learning, and motivation, too much histamine shuts the system down, leading to brain fog. So excess histamine can be a problem. Another way of saying overly activating the immune system. Now, if you need help, I've linked to my guide for resolving histamine intolerance and to my probiotic starter guide. You can find the links for these in the description. And these are 2 free resources that can help get you started on the road to repairing your gut and treating and resolving the underlying cause of fatigue and brain fog. Coming back to the gut, what is specifically going on in the gut? Well, dysbiosis, or a unhealthy microbiota, can be one of the imbalances. Candida overgrowths, or bacterial overgrowths, aka SIBO, can be 2 other imbalances that can occur. These all collectively can lead to leaky gut, which we've already discussed is one of the main items implicated in the gut-brain connection and the gut-immune system connection. So in recap, the gut is commonly the cause of brain fog and fatigue. This seems to boil down to the ultimate final pathway of inflammation, and this inflammation is driven via 2 mechanisms, gut-brain and gut-immune system. And the good news is it's not hard to correct the cause of the brain fog and the fatigue with gut reparative supports. And as I myself suffered from and was so thankful to finally find that gut-directed therapies healed my gut, reduced my brain fog and my fatigue and also the insomnia that was occurring. And so I was thrilled to be able to have found that myself and very eager to share that with you. So this is Dr. Michael Ruscio, and I really do hope this helps you get to the root cause of your fatigue and your brain fog.